Hello, everyone watching at home. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cole Wolfram. These are all my amazing people who are going to play D&D with me today. Jack, who plays Cyrillus, will be out today. They are feeling under the weather, so they will not be able to play. So Cyrillus is... Thankfully, this is not a Cyrillus-focused episode. It's Varvara's turn for the trauma.
Nice.
And probably some Cryeos trauma, too, just because, why not? It wouldn't be an episode if I didn't traumatize Cryeos.
Yeah. You're right.
Mostly just because he's such good friends with Varvara. That's where the trauma's going to come from.
Oh, fine.
Trauma from association.
Listen, we're also about to go to your home, where you have living parents that you gave me, and... happy living parents,
Crap.
And then you pissed off a demon.
Yeah, I have no words. Yeah.
So, no announcements or anything like that. We're all good for that today. I don't have any sponsors because nobody likes me. But anyway, so we're gonna begin right where we left off with the ship pulling in to the port of Horgoth on fire with holes in it, and a bunch of dwarves are just running out like, what is happening? What is going on? And your captain walks up and goes, ha, don't worry guys, we will make sure that the fire gets put out. You guys go ahead and go back onto into the mountain.
I forgot about the captain's voice.
Same.
Listen, I made Tommy Wiseau into an NPC, and he's gonna be around.
We love it. NPC armor.
So we will be here. We're going to fix the ship, and when you guys get back, we go and we fly that way. And he points the wrong direction, and then his first mate Mark points his hand to the correct direction. He's like, "Ha! Thanks, Mark. Ha ha." And Mark just goes, "Yeah, we'll get the ship fixed, and you guys." And then you see him like stop talking and just like look down for a second. Sorry, I was contemplating my life choices. Anyway, we'll get the ship fixed up. You'll be back in the air. It'll probably take us a few days. So, but hey, he turns to Barbara. Isn't this your kingdom? I'm sure they're going to get a warm welcome.
Have you met my father? Clearly not.
No. That's rough, buddy. Anyway, he's just gonna like walk away and go to actually putting out the fires where it was like making his hands like trying to do magic and nothing's happening. And you see someone run up with a bucket behind him and splash water and then run away, so he thinks he did magic. It's like, I'm so good at this.
Why do they entertain it? I don't understand.
Well, maybe it keeps morale up. I feel like that's a good thing on a ship, right?
Yes, because the look that I see in Mark's eyes is definitely morale.
I hope he pays them well, at least.
Just you're gonna canonize that as exactly why Mark sticks around, is because Viseo pays him way more money than he should be paying him, because he has an ungodly amount of money for some reason. This is totally not applicable to real life Tommy Wiseau, who is rich as hell and nobody knows why. But anyway, you guys get off the ship. There's a bunch of dwarves just like looking very confused until they see Varvara, and then they all snap their heels together and salute. They'll put their hands on their chest, and they just in unison, "All hail, Princess Var!"
Varvara is just gonna walk straight and just nod at all her subordinates. Subordinates? I'm tired.
Yeah, technically wrong. That's not.
Yeah,
And as you guys walk through the huge stone door that leads inside the city, the mountain kingdom of Horgoth, standing there is an old dwarf with one eye, long frizzy white beard, mohawk ponytail. This is the king's advisor, who is known only as Gib.
Phenomenal.
And Gib walks up and he just looks straight at Varvara and he goes, dang Varvara, where you been at, Varvara? We need to get you back to dang to get your dad. In translation, where have you been, Varvara? We need to get you back to your father to report on what has happened.
Varvara's gonna look at Gib and be like, give him like a nod on the shoulder. And like, hello, Gib. You're as clear to understand as ever. Let's go see my father. It's inevitable.
Varvara, you can understand Gib, but your party cannot. So I'm imagining just a bunch of bewildered faces right now.
I know I should have learned Dwarven at some point.
I don't think that's Dwarven.
Yeah, Varvara's gonna look back and be like, oh no, it's just Gib. Don't mind him. It's fine. Just follow me.
Come on, dang tall folk, gonna make fun of my way. I'll talk on. Come on, right now, then. He's just waiting on.
I did pick up tall folk, and I didn't like the way it was said, but
Yeah, right.
Listen, we're in the Dwarf Kingdom. I'm about to be very unhinged with some of the NPCs y'all meet, because I love making funny dwarves.
Are the ceilings gonna be too short for everyone, so everyone's gonna have to slouch?
Oh no!
no!
This is a mountain kingdom. Everything is huge and colossal. The halls are 100 feet high. The ceilings of the halls are hundreds of feet high. Also,
I guess we are compensating for something.
the mountain of Horgoth is also the second largest mountain on the continent. So, y'all basically live in almost Mount Everest.
Fantastic.
And all of the dwarves are wearing like resplendent, like purple and gray garb. This is just one solidified kingdom, one nation under one king on top of the mountain. See, didn't do the stereotype there. So Gib leads you guys, occasionally stopping to yell at some younger dwarfs. At least you guys assume they're younger. They still had full beards, but they were a lot shorter. And then he leads y'all into a very large room where all of the walls are like onyx black. And the stone, it looks to be made of obsidian in this hall. This is the throne room. And sitting on the throne is a dwarf that has purple hair, just like Varvara, long down to his back, a massive black beard down to like his belly button, with intricate braids, similar to Varvara's, but it's a much longer beard, with silver jewels in it. And he's about a little tall for a dwarf, like maybe 4'5". He's a big dwarf. And seated next to him is a very large dwarf with golden hair, silver plating throughout of it, blue eyes, and he is the king's personal guard, Harath. Harath is a dwarf with a very rare condition called giantism. He is 6'2". And as you'll find out, well, anyway, as you guys walk in, Gib just goes, oh man, they don't got a Princess Bavara and our fucking tall ass race over here. They're just start coming out. I'm tired. He just walks away before finishing his sentence.
Again, I'm not getting a lot, but I do keep getting tall with a very, very aggressive connotation to it.
It's very pleasant.
I will, as I assume we walk forward, and I will kneel.
Talos will follow suit.
Do we know of any particular greeting that is customary for, like, the dwarven culture that would be different than greeting, like bowing?
Give me a history check.
Fantastic. Let's see.
I will say Amaryllis and Cryeos probably do, but
Damn,
but we
you
ain't
guys-
doing it.
I got a good history.
We abstain.
Math, 20, 30, 31.
So instead of like a normal bow like Ramses and Talus are doing, they simply like when you put one arm across the chest and bow your head and stand tall. So feel free to do that, anyone who wants to.
Thea stands. Thea feels
I'm
really
already-
tall.
I'm already doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, already on a knee,
Amarella's just
head bowed.
it's like
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah,
King,
Cryeos will get like a very half-hearted, like it's like he knows what the form is, but he's not doing it. He's just like, whatever.
So he scratches his shoulders. Like,
Yeah, exactly. He's just adjusting the half plate.
King Rogmar doesn't say anything. He just like looks over at your group, and then Harath steps forward, and he walks up to Varvar and does the same bow. He goes, "Hello, princess. It has been some time. I trust you remember old dear Harath."
Taras? No. Who are you? Don't remember that face. What's wrong? Who are you? Tell me.
Again, with always your jokes. And that's when Grigor walks up and puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, "I've heard of you, Harath. You are quite the strapping dwarf, but nudges him. Apparently not strapping enough."
Oh, boy.
And then Grigor notices the king glaring at him for putting a hand on his shoulder, and he just gives you a look, Varvar, that says, "Maybe we should tell him in private."
Varvara's gonna look at Haras again and be like, I'm just kidding, you know I kid around all the time. Hey, Haras, think here for a sec. I'm gonna, like, try to get him to come to her.
You guys notice Harath is, like, always seems to be slouching, and he leans forward a little.
He's gonna be like, what's that on your face?
My beard?
Yeah, that scraggly patch on your chin. Looks like an elf tried to grow a beard and then stopped halfway through.
She as she says this, he has a massive, voluminous beard, and he just, like, looks at her confused. He doesn't say anything, and he just goes, shakes his head. Honestly, too much of a headache for me. And he turns and walks back to. He says it quietly, so the king can't hear, but so Varvara can. Walks back and stands next to the king. And that's when King Rogmar finally shut the fuck up.
Ooh, he seems pleasant.
Varvara.
Yes, father?
And he stands up and he's like, "Come here."
Varvara is gonna make fists and kind of like hide her hands behind her back, just so he doesn't see it. Take a deep breath and walk towards the father.
He walks down and he... Still weird. He looks at it and he like looks you over a little bit. And you did not clean off all of the gold? He just... Just you. And he smiles and gives you a big hug and says, "Welcome home, dear daughter. I have missed you. Tell me,
Varvara is surprised.
Tell me." And he like puts out his grips. He's like, "What brings you and your friends here to... while you're home? I thought you were heading to the Forest Kingdom. Speaking of which, King Fancy Pants." Just
awkward silence.
That's
She's like, "Still chatty as ever. I'm giving you soldiers this time. And then just starts...
Talus is gonna lean over to Cryeos and be like, "Is getting absolutely roasted just like a dwarven custom thing, or is it just
you
us?"
get used to it, honestly.
Okay.
Barbara is gonna feel insanely awkward with the whole situation. My mustache is falling because her father makes her anxious. I'm sweating over here
That's what happens.
every time.
Barbara's mustache falls up.
The mustache. No.
Oh no. She's gonna be like, anyways, father, we were headed to the kingdom, but unfortunately, the ship crashed. You might have not noticed, but there is a huge thing right at the mountain here, so we might need some time to fix up and get on our way, if you don't mind us being here, of course.
Of course, dear daughter, stay as long as you like. And then he gives you another hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then he just like walks up to Amaryllis and just looks at him up and down, and then just goes, I know we've had our differences, but I've thought it over, and instead of 2,000 troops, I pledge 5,000 to defend your home. And he offers a hand for a handshake.
That completely catches him off guard. Thank you. I'm sure Bavara will appreciate this as much as I do.
Could I insight check the king? Everybody, Ramses has never met the king. Everybody, though, seems to be acting as though this is out of character for him. So I want to know if he is being true and genuine in his behavior right now.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check, buddy boy.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. Hold on. I need to pull up my virtual dice because I don't have my real dice here yet.
How dare.
If you want, you could just say you rolled a 4.
A 4
if you-
feels
if-
great.
If
Like
you
a
wanna
really
do
good
that,
number.
Like you could do that if you wanted.
It's a good round number, divisible
Just
by
saying,
2.
like
Yeah.
like it's a good number.
Well, I won't say if he rolled persuasion or deception, but he also got a dirty 20. So, you feel like something's a little off with the way he's acting? Like, it feels a little manufactured, but at the same time, you don't know the king, so this could just be conjecture on your part. I will say...
Barbara's gonna turn to her father and be like, Father, what's with the sudden change of heart? You were so hesitant before, and all of a sudden you give us more people?
Well, you can thank your brother for that. He talked some sense into this old goat. Pats himself on the leg. It's like, he's really coming to his own. He'll want to see you soon, but first, to show you and your friends to your rooms, you must be hungry for dinner. But he looks at Cryeos for a second and just goes, and just turns away.
Did Cryeos catch that? Or should I roll for it?
You can roll for it. Roll perception.
Perception, okay. That is a 18.
An 18. You didn't catch it.
Rat.
Can I see if
Dang.
Talus notices anything like
Sure.
funky?
You can roll me. You can roll me an insight or perception.
Yeah, I forget what I gave him. Good and.
It's like when it's been a while since you've played, and you're like, "What's my character good at?"
Straight up, I was in the car and I was like, "What's this guy's name again?"
Who am I?
Who am I? That's gonna be a 30.
Nice.
You notice there's definitely a hint of animosity specifically targeted at Cryeos, but none apparently at Amaryllis, which strikes.
Strange.
Which with everything you, Talus, know that we've discussed, like that seems odd.
Yeah, I hate that. Hey, don't come for my boy like that. All right. Well, Talus will just kind of note that and maybe keep it to himself for now while we're surrounded by, I assume, many guards. And then
No.
we'll revisit that when we need to revisit it.
So the king.
Cindy gave up.
I can't
Yes.
do it. I can't do it.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
City can't not be in cosplay.
He's just gonna wear the cat eyes today. It's fine.
It's a look.
So, with that, you do notice your father, Varvara, he seems a little on edge as well. And he pulls you to the side and he's like, "We have a visitor from the other continents." Checking.
What would that be?
There's a Radiant Sky Warden here. For reference, the Radiant Sky Wardens are a group of knights who basically they owe fealty to no nation. They specifically are kind of like a mercenary group. Their leaders all ride dragons, and the subsects of them ride griffins or giant bats, alicorns, unicorns, any giant eagles. Because dragon riders outside of this continent were very few and far between. This continent was plentiful, so most dragon riders were part of the official military, not part of the wardens. But if there's a warden here, that's probably either very good or very bad, because, dragons. And he just goes, We'll talk more later with your brother. For now, food. He goes, turns back to your group. I hope you all like dwarven cuisine.
Is there any way I could have heard that?
Give me a perception check, Rogie McRoadpants.
Fantastic. Just casually.
What? The
Is
purple?
there anything green and leafy?
24 in total.
Let's see how quiet he was being.
Okay. Because I haven't moved. I'm still standing there.
You heard every word of that.
Fantastic.
And for you, that's very interesting because your kingdom has actually had beef with those wardens because of your Dragon Rider Corps not playing ball.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Cool. It's fine.
Is it safe for me to assume that I am perhaps aware of that as well as the leader?
You very much. But you didn't hear any of that, but you know.
Oh, yeah.
And there's...
Okay, cool.
And so he goes, I hope you all like dwarven cuisine! And he pounds his chest, and then you see Gib run out, seemingly appearing on air, and he goes, hey, give us some non-dwarf food, fucking Tollins, they just need to get food and not for dwarfs.
He said it a lot clearer that time. I think he wanted us to hear.
You heard that?
What's his name? Gib?
Gib. G-I-B.
I love him.
Gib.
You would think I could hear things a little bit better, but nothing. Maybe I should get my hearing checked.
I'm so tempted to make you roll deception.
Go for it! I'll do it!
Do it! But
Let's roll! Don't even worry about it. A nat 20 plus a 12.
yeah, no. Everyone believes that you can't hear shit. So, as you,
I didn't know Thea was deaf. Nobody told me this.
She's looking around.
Cyrillus chimes in finally. She goes, we don't know much about Thea yet, honestly, but let a girl have her secrets. And King Rogmar goes, bring in some what do elves eat? I like meat, potatoes, elf foods.
Elf food.
Ah, yes, the traditional elf foods.
I hope they brought the bark.
Everyone,
I hope they brought the wine.
Everyone can feel Amaryllis and Cryeos go. Ugh. They lead you into this big dining hall that seems like it's made, and you guys notice that every major room is made of a different type of stone. This one appears to be made of sandstone all throughout. And there's a big portrait over the fireplace of clearly King Rogmar and his 7 little children, all at his feet when they were all little, with a teenage Varvara in the picture looking very grumpy to be wearing a dress.
I hate dresses. They had to force me with so much power to get into this dress. You don't even understand.
And so at the massive table, a lot of food has been laid out. There are so many rocks on this table, edible dwarven rocks. But here's the thing: what the dwarves don't realize is most races' teeth can't eat the edible rocks. Maybe a Ramses. Maybe a half-orc can do it.
I suddenly don't have an appetite.
But there's also meat. And then the king just looks, "What? I'm kidding." And then he snaps, and they bring in a massive salad buffet.
Massive salad buffet.
But they specifically put bark in front of Cryeos.
Yum.
Delightful.
Is this
My
like
favorite.
bigger than the Pizza Hut salad buffet, or like what are we talking here?
Oh.
Bro, this is Cece's Pizza, okay?
Cece's pizza. Oh,
I don't think we're leaving.
It's nice to know that Zach and I are the same person, just different shape. And not even very different shapes, honestly.
I think we're staying right here. The rest of the story can happen right here in this dining room.
So that's how Zach's gonna lead the party, guys. Is that they're gonna go off on their adventure, and Talus is gonna be like, "Nah, I'm eating this food forever."
salad forever.
So he sits down, and out walks a dwarf around the same height as King Rogmar. A dwarf with simply just one long braided beard that goes down to it's between his legs at this point, and he has a long braided mohawk, and he has purple hair as well, and a purple beard. And this is the younger brother of Varvara. Let's see, there are 6 of them. I gotta remember which one's the oldest.
The oldest one.
What was
Does this
name?
feel familiar, Zach? Does this feel...
I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but I was just like, man, what a similar experience that I've had.
Oh, that's right. You DM'd for her.
Yeah.
So this is little Rigvar, who you always called Ricky, and he is grown into a man, it seems. And he walks forward, grown a little bit more than you expected. It seems like since you've been gone for a week, he has gained the dwarven equivalent of 40 pounds of muscle mass, it seems like. And he walks in just chomping on a piece of obsidian, sits down next to his sister, and he pulls her into a headlock and gives her a noogie. He's like, "Hello, big sis, how are you doing?"
She's gonna go like, Ricky! She's gonna fix her hair, because she cares about how she looks. She's gonna be like, brother, long time no see. What are you eating in here? Protein-powered rocks or something? Look at you, you're so big now.
He chomps down on an obsidian rock. You know, our scientists have created a new kind of rock called creatine, and you know, it's...
Oh, God.
Creatine. Ah,
But
I'd like to try some of that.
But-
Do you have any on you?
Yes, he pulls out a jug, a little vial, and he's like, "They turn it into a powder. You drink it with your vodka."
Oh, how convenient.
I don't think you do that.
This
I think
is
it's a
so
horrible
gross.
idea.
Okay, Cole speaking, the fitness professional here speaking. Do not
Okay.
mix your
Not
creatine
the
with
same.
your vodka in real life. Dwarves can do it.
Really?
You're a human. You can't
We're
do
doing
it.
it.
Jake, no.
Every day, what are you talking about?
Gotta try it at least once.
You know what? I actually kind of do want to try it out, but
Alcohol thins the blood. It'll help distribute the stuff quicker.
it's not how it works.
Oh my gosh!
Barbara and Ricky, they like each other.
Also, and Brogger just goes, yes, my last two children. It's good to see you both happy.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, here's the thing. And he just kind of looks at Varvari. Oh, you didn't know.
What? What are you talking about?
I couldn't raise Griggy, he's the heir. Your other brothers went out to fight a dragon and have not returned.
All 5 of them?
Yes, which is why Riggy is staying right here.
That's a high percentage. I just say that carefully under my breath. Wow.
All we know
Mother, how could you send all 5 of them to fight a dragon?
all
You
we
know they're lethal.
all we were I sent them with 10,000 dwarfs. All I know is this dragon was a green dragon. Green
Stupid dragons. How
And
can you be
that's
so
why-
calm talking about
I'm
when?
not-
When did this happen?
After you asked me for troops, I pledged the rest of them to Amaryllis. 5,000 strong.
Can we all hear this? Or is this-
Oh yeah, this is just at the table.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Now, when you say the rest of them, does that mean
I'm leaving 2,000 troops here to defend the mountain. 5,000 go to help Amaryllis.
If the dragons succeed in Sylvaron, your kingdom will be next, so it makes sense.
So that's why you're helping. Not out of the good graces.
I've made mistakes before, dear daughter. He glances at Ramses and goes, I've sided with nations who... I had an alliance with a nation who, for reasons, was at war with Amaryllis. I couldn't break the alliance of a massive empire, of a massive kingdom, for the sake of a small kingdom of wood elves. It was nothing personal against anyone, but political convenience. However, if everything I hear is true, and looks at Ramses, apparently your princes like to stab people in the chest.
Ramses is not pleased to hear that.
So perhaps I'd better choose my allies a bit differently.
There was a incident, and as of yet it is still unclear who the culprit is, and one of the princes is still missing, potentially in danger. I would advise your majesty to take any rumors you hear with a pinch of salt.
Rumors, yes, rumors. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about your dragon riding corps as of late. Apparently they're being hunted with their illustrious leader missing.
I have every faith in my lieutenants to lead the corps in my absence, but it is true that it seems that the conflict these days has cast a bit of a pall over the reputation of any and all dragon riders of the land.
Well, I have a friend here who is come straight from your kingdom and reporting on the situation. He turns and you guys watch a half-elf man with a beard walk out. Young half-elf, probably in his mid-20s or so. He's got red hair and bright blue eyes. He's wearing armor with dragon emblazoned on the chest, but wolf pauldrons on each shoulder. It's like, might I introduce you to Sigurd Sylvaron? And he just bows and he's like, I come represent the Radiant Sky Wardens, Commander Ramses.
Do I know who this is?
This is a very young Radiant Sky Warden. His father is the commander of them, though, currently. His father is Lord Kylan Alovar.
Oh, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk up to him and I'll extend a hand, and I will say, always a pleasure to meet with those of your order.
He takes the hand, shakes it, and he goes, I bring greetings from my father. He wanted to lend aid to your group and even protection. We are sorry to hear what happened to your dragon.
Thank you. That is very meaningful to me.
I meant to find you in your kingdom, but I couldn't. But a gift from my mother, Lady Ada, and he pulls out an egg.
Dragon egg?
A silver egg, and he my father's dragon had a clutch, and we thought it fitting that the most famed dragon rider of this continent have a dragon again.
Ramses is very visibly shocked, and he'll kind of is it just like the egg, or is it in some kind of does it have some kind of
it's in a protective case.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll very, very delicately kind of accept it and look at it and just look up at him and just not on the edge of tears, but there is a lot of emotion welling up in his face, and he struggles to find words for a second, and he just and we'll just sort of take it and kind of hold it close to him.
Sigurd just raises his hand and he's like, no need for words. My father hopes that any unpleasant business when my great uncle was in charge between your corps and him can be put behind us. And also, he turns to Emerald, Your Majesty, if things take a turn for the worst, I must return home to Rivera, but it will take me some time. But if you wish, I can have my father, or even my uncle, King Hector, bring an entire army to aid you, should it be needed. But it will take me several months to travel. Amaryllis. He's talking to you.
Me? Sorry, I'm messaging Jack notes. I'm sending Jack all the notes.
He said if things take a turn, he can petition his father, the Kylan, for Dragon Riders, or he can petition his uncle, King, who is a king, Hector, to bring an army across the ocean to help. But that will take him 3 months, probably, round trip.
3 months may not be soon enough. But
for shock troops or individual soldiers, we can teleport, but for an entire army, airships...
should we fail at Sylvaron, we may be needed.
Well, I leave on the morrow to return to my father. I mostly wanted to give this gift to Commander Ramses and simply give my father and uncle their offer. Well, I guess second cousin, whatever he calls him, uncle. But he's like, we can speak more if you like. If not, I'll be gone in the morning to deliver. I'm going to assume a yes from you. Just don't die before then.
I try not to.
And he looks at Ramses again and goes, I know you're used to a storm dragon, but I hope the egg of a radiant dragon will serve you just as well. Which radiant dragons are the rarest, second rarest species of dragon behind time dragons. So...
Behind what? Time you dog. Ramses will kind of once again hold out his hand, but instead of a handshake, more of like the what dudes do in the fantasy movies. And he just says, you bless me beyond measure. I know that my predecessors did not exactly play well with those that came before us. This egg makes us family, and we can leave the quarrels of old men in the past and move forward together.
That's more than you know. That egg is not just my father's dragon's child. It's my dragon's sibling. Take good care of him.
Can I vibe check this half-elf as this conversation is going down? I just seem really intrigued by this silver egg. I'm just like staring at it.
Yeah, give me insight, whatever you want to do. For further description, he's wearing blue undercloak underneath his silver armor and his long red hair. And he's got his mom's hair and his dad's eyes.
21 in total.
He seems to be earnest in everything he's saying. He also seems like he's putting on a facade of like just confidence, and he's a little scared. Not necessarily about anything happening in this room, but of the whole situation. And he's young. He's very young even for a half elf, like maybe in his 20s. He just says, well, take care of him. It's your majesties, and he bows to Amaryllis, and then does the dwarven bow to Rogmar, who just yeah.
You had that locked and loaded.
Yeah, you did.
You said this guy needs to say bye now.
This is where the scene ends. It's done.
And then Rigvar looks at Vavar, and he like gives her a look like, follow me, and then he goes, Father, I need to talk to my sister about something, that girl I was telling you about. And he just gets up and like gives Vavar a look like,
Varvara was kind of out of it throughout all of the things that were happening at the table. She just found out her 5 brothers died. And that was the first time she was hearing about it, so she was quite taken aback by it. And as you could see from before, she was very excited to eat the food that was in front of them, but she didn't actually touch any of it. And her brother, kind of getting her to talk, snapped her out of it, and she was like, "Oh, Rigi, let's go. Let's talk."
So as he leads you out into another room, and then he leads you up to like where you guys' rooms are. He takes you into your room, and then he locks the door behind him, and then he like grabs you by the shoulders, and he goes, "Something's really fucking wrong with Father."
What do you mean?
He's nice.
You know what? I did notice that. But sometimes he's very good at pretending.
No, this is different.
Until he's not.
This is different, Var. He didn't shed a single tear for any of our brothers. He just said unfortunate and went back to his paperwork. One thing about Father, he may be a complete asshole, but he loves us. And he's protective. So something's not fucking right here.
Speaking of our brothers, Rigi, how are you? We just lost 5 siblings.
I'm not okay. I'm kind of freaking out like all the time. And Dad has her wrath hole up his ass all the time. Just like... They're just like always talking about something. I don't like that guy.
I don't like him either, you know that. Did you say Harith?
Yeah, he said harass hole. He called him a harass hole.
Harass.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So Cyrillus, we'll say, went off to help like the wounded on the boat and stuff like that, and soldiers. At this point, Harath walks back in and he goes, Talus, was it?
Yes. Hello. How are you?
Ladies, Cyrillus has asked for your help carrying people?
Yes, that does seem to be my lot in life, recently. So I will, go and attend to the lady. We'll see the rest of you when I'm done dragging bodies. And you see, like, kind of like rolls his eyes and huffs a little bit and heads off.
They walk off, and then it's just the rest of you at the table. But Grigor just kind of looks, he goes, and looks at the king, goes, "So, your majesty, how would you feel?" And then Grigor goes, "I know you're fucking my daughter, dragon." Grigor looks like very astounded. Ah. Does anyone else have anything to talk about? Please?
Gregor, how are you liking the food, friend?
Bites into a rock and actually chews it pretty easily. He's like, delicious. I could use some vodka, your majesty.
I'll try one of the rocks. I'm not super full-blooded orc, so it may not work, but we'll give it a try.
Give me a strength check.
15.
You chomp through it, but you chip one of your like non-tusked teeth.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's really tasty.
The flavor is good. The texture, though.
Like
It's my
rock. Yeah. What does it taste like?
It tastes almost like it's very sweet, like candy almost.
I thought it would be more savory, but it's quite sweet.
Huh.
King just goes, "Oh, that's cause you're eating the." And he looks at the rock and he's like, "I don't know what rock that is actually." And you notice he's just chugging vodka. He goes, "Try the obsidian." And you see a massive black rock in the middle of the table.
I'll try it.
Strength check.
Fantastic.
21.
Chomp through it, and this one tastes like the most delicious meat you've ever eaten.
You know, in real life, I once had a steak that was so good that it made me cry. I don't think we're there, but Ramsey's in a pretty raw emotional spot right now.
It's like that episode of How I Met Your Mother where they keep going to the different like burger joints trying to find the best burger. It's like that's Ramsey's right now. We gotta find the best rock.
Very good.
Ragnar, our differences in past aside, 5 sons. My condolences.
There's Rogmar, and then he just, because, you know, his name's Rogmar. And then he just goes, and then he just, that's war. You've lost a son.
Not
Right.
quite.
Cool.
You did mention a green dragon.
From what the few came back and reported, he was the size of a mountain. Almost.
Have you seen the bodies?
Well, apparently they were charred into a wasteland.
I only ask because I've recently discovered there may be connection with the green dragon and my son's petrification. But he's still very much alive.
Do you have diviners, my lord, who could determine if they are truly dead?
He just... Ugh. Yes, we have magic people.
Magic people.
You could see him get a little disdain in his voice when he says the word magic. He just goes, I'll summon them in the morning. It's getting late. It is time for sleep. For me. You could do whatever the fuck you want.
If I may, my lord, if I may ask, does your kingdom have any devout or, clerics, healers, or practitioners of divine magic?
Yeah, they're usually at the temple. It's at the top of the mountain. And it's usually people worshipping Adam. I'm not a religious guy. Which Grigor kind of perks up at and looks over, and Cryeos and Amaryllis, that would be interesting to you, because as far as you guys know, this guy was a devout follower of Godfrey.
Cryeos would clock that then.
Oh,
say,
for sure.
But King Rogmar, you are the most devout to King Godfrey.
The god of war who doesn't aid his most devout followers. What good is he?
It's fair. It is unfortunate to not be given gifts when you are in a moment's need. I know that well, but to lose your faith so quickly, that seems strange.
He just looks at us. Losing 5 sons will do that to you. Now, if you'll all excuse me, stands up. And Harath walks back in and he goes, Your Majesty, I will lead you back to your chambers. And they start walking back towards the chambers. The king's drunk off his ass.
Not drunk enough.
And then we're going to pan back to Var and her brother. And he's sitting down and he's just been crying. And now father is insisting I marry this girl and I don't even know her.
Barbara is also crying. She's like, I'm so sorry, Rigi. He made me do this too. That's why I left.
And he just
Stupid Harris.
He goes, on the plus side, I know that you're not going to be queen over me now because he said the only way you'll be queen is if you marry the Harath hole.
I know.
Well, that'll actually clock. Before he said you'll never be queen, but apparently something's changed. If you marry Harath, your dad will let you be queen.
She's not marrying Harath. But anyways,
She just goes,
Rigi, were they buried anywhere?
no, we didn't get their bodies back.
So you didn't see the bodies?
No. We didn't get
And
any of our
father
soldiers'
is
bodies
acting...
back.
Hold on, but father... They are our blood. He could not be acting so calm if they're truly dead.
He did have a musical orchestra in their honor, but he used cannons, and I told him, Father, cannons are not instruments, and he said, yes they are, and I'm going to use 21 of them. And then I said, Father, no, and he said, Father, you know how he gets.
I do know how he gets, but like you said, he's acting rather strange.
He's gonna calm down. He goes, we need to make sure Father is. I went Scottish for a second. We need to make sure Father is kept safe. I feel like he's always on edge, like someone's trying to kill him or something. The only person he lets see him in his private chambers is Harath brings him all his meals.
I need to speak to Haras. You said he's spending an awful lot of time with him. I don't like it.
He's his personal guard now, and he's named him as regent should he die. Until I'm officially crowned.
Stop it.
Well, no, you know
That man with a mop on his face instead of a beard?
Father said, it's like, oh, you're not really a full-grown adult till you're 42, and I'm only 39. So he won't let me be king. You know how it is, you're in your 80s, you know that, like, once you hit adulthood, he treats you differently. For reference, 80s is the equivalent of dwarven 30s.
You know what, Riggy? What do you know about this Harris? What else? What else is he doing with the father?
He's training all the other guards. He's been overseeing like all of my royal duties, making sure that I'm being taught correctly.
And what is the way of correctly?
Well, apparently I'm not allowed to allow trade from certain places, and apparently we're going to have a lot of trade with the Empire of Arrakis now. Apparently we're shutting off trade with the freaking kingdom.
Did they say why?
Apparently it has to do with the whole prince stabbing a guy thing.
Huh. Quite interesting, quite interesting.
Father doesn't trust them now.
Riggy, what else has been different about our father? Aside from being nice?
He's been talking about how much he misses mom a lot, and he doesn't do that often.
Cool. Does Varvara have a mother? And if she doesn't, does she know she doesn't have a mother?
No, Varvara knows her mom's dead.
Okay.
It's like a long time
I don't
ago.
remember that part.
A long time ago. Your mom died a long time ago.
Okay, thanks. Good to know.
He hasn't talked about mother in years, and all of a sudden it's all he could talk about.
Interesting. And how do you feel about marrying that girl?
I mean, she has a great ass, but I don't know anything about her.
You are your usual self, Riggy. But there's much more to a ruler than a great ass. As you know, I have a great one as well.
Well, you know why she has a great ass? It's because it's a mannish ass, and I kind of like men more than women, but can't tell father that. You'll make me bury her ass.
Riggy, listen to me. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. Father is going to bend if we go against his beliefs.
I'm a prince of Horgoth. I have to do everything I don't want to do.
And I am a princess of Horgoth.
And you stopped doing what you were told to do, and then Dad said, no more queen for you.
Well, do you really want to be king?
Not really. But what choice do we have? It's me or you.
Well, sometimes if you give father no choice, then maybe he will listen to us for once. Now that there's only two of us.
I'll talk to father tomorrow.
Mm.
And he gives you a big hug. And he goes, also, the dragon guy's hot. Is he seeing anyone?
Oh. I think he is. Don't know them really well, but yeah. No need to try there, Riggy.
What about the half-orc?
She's gonna avert her eyes.
Wait, you're friends with that Cryeos guy, right? And he's just gonna ramble on about all of the male members of your party.
Oh, Riggy.
Then we're gonna pan back to the table. So, Cryeos, you feel a twinge in the back of your mind. You can tell Godfrey is not happy with what's happening right now. It's at this point Talus will walk back in after helping Cyrillus.
Means Talus will walk in. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
But he's just gonna sit down and just like start pouring himself. Is there wine available, or is it just the dwarven vodka?
There's dwarven wine, which is basically grape flavored vodka.
Got it. So I'll pour myself a cup of Stoli grape, and just like plop down to the chair.
I think Cryeos will look over to Talus and ask, "How are you liking things at the Dwarven Kingdom?"
Give him 1 second, and he'll like take a deep drink. Goes, they're better. They're better. I haven't gone to eat yet, though. I see we have rocks and rocks.
Yeah, rocks.
There is salad and meat as well.
It's like pushes some of the rocks out of the way so we can see the salad and meat on the other side. He goes, "Is this a bit, or do they like actually expect us to eat rocks?"
Yep and no.
The obsidian's all right if you've got the teeth for it.
Yeah, let's let the human try to bite the rocks.
I don't know. I've learned a lot of things playing humans the past X amount of years, and one of them is don't eat rocks. So I'm gonna bypass the rocks. And I'll just reach over and make a nice little salad and meat plate. And then plop back down next to Cryeos. Like, I mean, the architecture is outstanding. It's the communication could be a little better, but I think it might just be that one guy.
Yeah, communication could certainly be better. What do you make of the king's and he says it extremely sarcastically, hospitality?
Well, he gave us rocks for dinner, so there's that. He doesn't seem particularly fond. And he like paused for a second. Was like, how do I say this? He didn't seem entirely thrilled, and this could have been thrown at me because I was standing next to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. In our direction, he didn't look particularly thrilled to see you or me, but either of us possibly. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Alice, I'll say first, you don't need to tippy toe. You can speak true around me.
I don't think he likes you, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I've been around for a while. Varvada and I go back. But did it seem like something more than that? Like a kid, a knucklehead that he saw growing up in his kingdom during nobles' visits, or something different?
DM, what was the vibe? I know it was animosity, but was it like, oh god, this kid again, or like?
It definitely seemed a lot more like fuck you and you in particular.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, no, seemed a little bit more pointed than that. Can you recollect anything that maybe you might have done, I don't know, the last time you were here, or maybe Varvara did and then you took the blame for, or...
I haven't been here for quite some time. Anything that would have ticked him off has already come to display. He's already known about the secret army and the war, yada yada yada, but nothing that I've done specifically. I'll go speak with Varvara.
Yes, I mean, the general consensus seems to be that the king is not entirely himself as of late, so that could also be playing a factor. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Tell us.
You got it. And of course, it could have been me, but I'm pretty sure it was you.
I cannot.
So, Varvara comes back. If Varvara, are you going straight back to your friends, or?
She would try to seek out her father at first.
You catch your father as he is in his bed, being led to his bed chambers, and Harath just looks at you and goes, "Ah, my lady, perhaps you can speak to your father on my behalf. You probably have a lot to talk about."
They're like, father, you look put together. Let's go. I'll put you to bed.
He's alright, fine. And then
And she's gonna kind of walk up to him, shush away. Who was it beside him?
It was Harath.
Haras. Oh, Haras. Fuck off. Let's go.
These children, I swear. And he just turns around, and before we get to the rest of you at the table, Gib walks up and he goes, "Hey, come on, me, I'll show you toilets to your rooms, tall people, come on."
Show us our room. Did I get that right?
If we tell you our names, will you call us by our names? Or will you just keep calling us?
Tolerance. Just keep talking.
Okay.
To be
All
fair,
right.
we'd need like a name for the whole group. Otherwise, you'd have to cycle through all of our names. But it'd be a little ridiculous to come up with a name for the whole group.
Yeah, that's why would we do that?
I will slap you, Jake.
Just seems like it would be contrived. We are at war.
No, maybe we can think on it. Something might inspire us as we're here in these new and exciting places. Might be easier. There are a lot of us, after all.
That wall over there is quite shiny. It's almost gleaming. Anyway.
You're right.
So,
With the fourth one over there?
Yes, that one. Exactly. You see it.
I have no idea what that is.
Gib just, hurry up, toilets, come on.
Oh, I think we'll be left behind if we don't scurry along.
Oh, what a shame that would be.
First he leads Amaryllis to his room and he goes, "Hey, here's your room, your bigness." Called him
Say your bigness?
Yeah.
I'll take it, it's fine.
You get the fancy guest quarters, and everyone else gets standard guest rooms, which are pretty good. They didn't give you guys stone beds, which is normal for dwarves. You actually do get nice feather beds.
Look at us.
Oh darn! I was so looking forward to sleeping on rocks.
And it's like, we put treats by your bedsides, and you see there are rocks by your bedsides, and then there's also leaves, like plant leaves. And Cryeos' room just has bark. You made the joke, and I'm just rolling with it, man. It's your own fault.
This eucalyptus, this is poisonous. You're supposed to eat this.
Before
What are we, bunnies?
Kinda. Elves are kinda rabbits. Let's be real. Before we pan over to everyone, to Varvar, does anyone else have anything they want to do before bed or after everyone else is asleep? Anything like that?
I'm trying to go to sleep.
Oh, well, guess what? Because I wanted to knock on your door.
Oh,
You're not sleeping yet.
Yeah.
all right.
I get no sleep because of you. I get no sleep because of you.
I think Cryeos also wants to have a chat with Varvara too at some point.
Okay, we'll do that after her chat with her dad. But then, to keep it chronologically, Cyrillus just waves at Amaryllis and goes, "I'm going to bed. It's a long day."
Go sing a lullaby. You're good.
I would also like to be
Yeah.
super sneaky and try and find the king's quarters and see what the vibes are over there.
They're not hard to find. They have it is a massive set of steel double doors.
Fantastic.
And but give me stealth check.
Before I leave my quarters, as I am going to use my veil thingy, and I can't. Hold on, I'm going to hit. I go invisible, psychic veil. So as an action, you can magically become invisible along with anything you are wearing or carrying for an hour or until I dismiss the effect. Blah 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 blah. So I am going to use that. So for an entire hour, I am under my psychic veil and I am invisible before I leave my room.
Okay, give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay, perfect. Still.
As you do this, you see
That is going to be it is 16 in total.
Okay. As you do this, you see Grigor sneaking out of his own room and going into Varvaras to wait for her. He's not very good at sneaking.
Mental notes.
He's taking.
Mental notes.
He's making so much noise. But
I'm just making mental notes of all of this.
He's still in his armor, just clanking around.
What can I say? Varvara likes to remove it.
Oh, she does.
I like how Val just like rolls with all the spices. She's like, "Yep, come on."
Listen. I'm reading Throne of Glass right now, which is getting to the spicy moments, so I have inspiration.
I also want to point out for my channel, which is mostly Dragon Age content, I think I've convinced Val to play Dragon Age the Veilguard by showing her Davrin and Lucanus, and now, and saying about how how spicy the game is going to be. And Val went, "When does this come out?" So pretty sure. I will say, Val,
I'm so excited.
Watch a recap of Dragon Age Inquisition before you do. Biggest advice, or watch my Let's Play of it if you got time. So shameless plug. But no,
dude, this is your channel.
We're in your house.
We're like trying to convince my friend to watch my gaming content. No, it's too long. It's 43 long episodes. It's a lot. So just watch a recap before you play the game. You don't have time to watch that in a week. But anyway, Varvara. Oh wait, no, we're doing Ramses and Talus first, and then Thea can sneaky.
Ramses will. I think before he knows it's been a long day, so like once kind of everybody is dispersed and drop their things in the room, Ramses will go knocking on Talus's door.
Talus will open the door. He's just in like plain clothes, it's like a tunic and some pants. You see he does have like a goblet of Stoli grape or dwarven wine.
I'm sorry to bother you, Talus. May I speak to you for a moment?
No bother at all. Please come in. Can I get you something to drink? They left me a barrel of this stuff, and I, try as I might, will not finish it myself.
I am good, but thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Step into the room. I wanted to speak to you about you are sworn to the Burgleys, yes?
Sworn is such a strong word. I was more so pressed into service with the Burgleys. I was very young, and that's just been my lot. I know they're not the best people in the world. They taught me how to fight, how to fence, how to keep my head above water in this world. So while it's not the best place in the world to be, there are certainly worse places.
Very true. As I'm not sure how much you know about my personal quarrel with the Burgleys. I just wanted to make sure that we are on the same page with what we are doing now.
Of course. What we're doing is much bigger than anything that I've done before, so I'll admit I do feel a hair out of my depth, but the rest of you seem to have quite a handle on it. So I'll do my best to follow your lead. And keep Lady Cyrillus as safe as humanly possible, no matter how much she despises the idea.
She is very strong-willed and very capable in her own right, but these are times at which there are people who must be protected for the sake of the machine of the kingdoms.
For the greater good and all that, I do understand.
To speak very plainly, Talus, I can tell that you are a good character. I may have great reason to be at odds with the Burgleys. I do not want a reason to be at odds with you. Not while we are on this mission. So, at the risk of sounding a certain way, do not give me a reason.
At present, I find myself sworn to Lady Cyrillus, and Lady Cyrillus finds herself sworn to this common cause of this group. Therefore, I see no reason for me to be in the way of any of your pursuits. If you catch my meaning.
I do. And I thank you. I look forward to what lies ahead with you by our side. You've certainly shown today that you are a very skilled swordsman, and I have no doubt we will have need of your skill over the next few days.
Well, I have enough skill to get by, that is certain, but I did want to pick your brain about that spear of yours. How did you come upon it?
You do not know?
I do not.
May I make an insight check?
Sure.
To see if Talus is being forthright about that.
Talus, make whatever role you feel is applicable.
All of us are like, hmm.
I need to remind myself of the skills for D&D for this.
I got a 19 insight.
Mm.
I really don't, Okay, I think I know what's happening here. Alright.
Meanwhile, Pyrea's just over there like, Zach playing a character? Sus.
I've never done anything wrong to Pyrea ever in my life, so I don't know what this...
I don't trust any of you.
There it is.
None of you. That's how I play D&D.
A single thing to deserve this.
I don't believe that you were her DM at one
License
point.
Yeah.
That's like saying I've never done anything to Jake, who's played in multiple of my games. I've messed that boy's life up.
I'm the one who makes my character suffer. You just fill in the blanks.
Dude,
Right.
Honestly, that's what Zach does too, so.
That's what I do to Cindy. And Carrie. A lot more to Carrie than I expected myself to.
My next,
In the
my
first-
next character will be a happy guy.
In the first 5 sessions. I'm sorry, Carrie.
I did it to myself.
You made your
Alright.
character
What
happy.
did what?
and I couldn't have
I'm
it.
sorry, Jake. What did you roll?
I got a 19.
Okay. Yeah, I was doing a deception. Because he has heard. Okay, hold on.
No
Hold on.
worries. Above table.
Because he has heard kind of like overarching things, but no one's ever sat down and told him the story.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
So you do see there's almost like an eagerness then, because
Yeah.
I failed my roll.
Okay.
Like in his eyes to hear
He's like, tell me about your
How-
cool magic dragon spear.
Yeah.
how it all happened.
Just kind of noting that Ramses will. Would you like the full story?
I can't think of a better person to give it to me. That.
Which was funny because my next sentence was going to be, well, perhaps I will take that glass of wine then.
Every time Ramses flirts with a man, everyone in the party's like, hmm? That isn't flirt. Just like says anything to a man, and everyone's like, hmm?
Ramses will pour himself a glass of wine if he's able, and he won't sit, but he'll kind of like lean against like a table.
Oh no, he's doing the cool guy lean.
No, he just doesn't want to sit down because he needs to fidget.
God, so relatable.
I want to take this opportunity to remind everybody, Ramses
Autism.
does wear like 2-inch heels because his boots are supposed to go into stirrups. But yeah, he'll stand there, kind of, probably like just immediately drinks about half the glass of wine. Some time ago, relatively recently, I was out on patrol for the kingdom. Oh, well, hang on. Are we the kingdom, or there's
You are the kingdom of Elhalan.
kingdom? That's right. The empire's the other one. I was out on patrol for my kingdom, close to the border, with the increasing dragon threat. My order of dragon riders has been called upon for patrolling large-scale areas. And as we were flying close to the border, but by no means on the other side of it, the next thing I knew was that we were falling. And my dragon had been pierced by a ballista bolt of intentional design. And she died when we hit the ground. But she put her body underneath me, so I lived. I found on a nearby hill about 18 men wearing the colors and sigils of House Burgleys. And I killed them. And the last one told me they were under specific orders by the Burgleys directly to shoot down any dragon in the sky regardless of rider. Knowing that my order was patrolling the border, knowing that me and my kin would be there. If we were not at war, different action would have likely been taken, but I was urged to patience, and I accompanied the princes as their guard, as I am now currently dragonless. Well, at this moment. And when we arrived for the great meeting, the Burgleys gifted me this spear as an apology. And it is a fine spear, magical, very well made, but it is cursed. I find myself unable to use other weapons. I am compelled to only fight with it, and it is a dragon-slaying spear. As we saw today when I killed one of the beasts attacking our ship, it consumed them. It hungers, and it wants more blood. Dragon's blood. So needless to say, a very cruel prank. That is why I was asking the king about any clerics. I think tomorrow I will go to the top of the mountain and see if any of the holy men here can do anything about it. No power that this spear possesses is worth the poison it leaches into my soul. That is the story of the spear, and that is also why I wish nothing but the worst upon the Burgleys. And God's willing, I will deliver it to them one day.
And depending on how all this all plays out, I may be standing there with you when you do it. He's a rank bastard that way, and I've never not known that. But this is particularly cruel. I understand, and I want you to know, should the time come where you have an opportunity to avenge your dragon, not only will I stand aside, I may stand there, blade drawn as well.
I look forward to the next several days where I can find assurance in your claim. I hope you do not mind, but I find it difficult to trust those in any form of service to those that I hate.
If it makes you feel any better, nobody in the service of the Burgleys trusts anybody in the service of the Burgleys either.
That sounds about right. But I've kept you up long enough. It's been a long day, and tomorrow will be a longer day still. I will let you get
And the
your
next, and the next, and the next.
until we die. Thank you, Talus.
Thank you. And Talus will knock back the rest of the dwarven wine.
Wine.
Ramses will finish his glass as well.
And Talus will
And
leave the room.
I just like the.
Back to his room.
I just want to love. I love the reaction around the table of like half the group being like, "Yay, he's on it," and then the other half being like, "Wait a minute." All right, so now we're gonna pan back to Varvara and apparently Thea at the king's room. And Thea, you actually kept
All of your family secrets, everybody. That's my goal here.
And Thea, you actually, as Harath is closing the door for Varvara, you're able to slip in, and he only rolled a 15 on his stealth check, so you're good. So, Varvara, your father just like immediately just finishes his bottle of vodka and then just flops on his back on the bed. He goes, "Now, what did you want to talk about, dear sweet Varvara?"
Cole, Does Varvara know how much he drank and how much it takes for him to get drunk?
Oh, he shouldn't be drunk yet.
Mm.
Okay. Father, cut the crap. You're not drunk. What are you playing at here?
He sits up.
Something's wrong.
Fine. I wanted your friends to talk more freely in front of me, and who do you talk more freely in front of than a drunk? Also, Grigor.
What about him?
I know you liked him tall, that's why you picked Harath at first, but I guess you like him golden too, and scaly.
You know, I have my taste for different ones.
Doesn't matter.
Plus, Haras, come on, Father. What's up with Haras? Why is he always with you? Why is he ordering around my brother?
Because I'm worried someone is out for my head, and I need your brother to be ready for when I die. Harath.
And how do you know it's not Haras?
Harath has been my most loyal retainer since he was a boy. His father passed when he was young, and he had to work as my little vassal. Followed me around everywhere. He's never disobeyed anything I've told him to do, and he always gets the job done. He always works in the best interest
So, a
of
complete
Orgoth.
opposite of me, huh?
To be frank, yes. But perhaps he looks down, then he looks up at a picture of you and the other kids. Perhaps I was too hard on you. Losing 5 sons in one. I'm happy you have found happiness with Grigori, if that's what it is. And I ask that you help your brother as his regent once he comes of age. Help him with anything he needs help with. Be there for him more than I was.
But I thought you were getting Haras to do it.
He's regent until the boy comes of age because you have other things to do. I need you leading our armies now that your other brothers are gone. You will be leading our armies to Sylvaron. General.
Speaking of our brothers, you are acting oddly okay, considering you lost 5 of your sons.
I can't show
This
weakness.
does not seem like you.
I can't show weakness in front of the boy. I am the king. I have to project strength, power. I have to be tough as stone and twice as unfeeling.
But these are your sons. Did you even look for the bodies?
I sent many men to look and we found nothing but charred. You all know why I haven't found the bodies? Because none of them could be identified. None of the 10,000 that were sent could be identified. Whoever this Raikan is, he is more dangerous than we thought.
Sorry, is Raikan the green dragon is the one that petrifies?
Yep, that's Amaryllis' dragon.
Hmm. Is there a way Varvara can just see if her father is hiding something?
Give me an insight check.
Oh boy. Natural 1.
Well, he got a total of 28. So,
Damn!
I mean, your dad's a paladin. Remember that.
Isn't that great?
And he just seems to be telling the truth. And he goes, Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have not told you since you were a little girl. I love you, and I am proud of you. You'll become a great warrior. And I know you'll do me proud on the battlefield. But if that dragon rears its head, you come home. I won't lose you. For what it's worth, you can tell Amaryllis that I'm sorry. I know how he feels now.
No. Oh, he's hiding something. He's hiding something. Oh, I wish I rolled higher on this one.
Thea, do you want to roll insight? From the corner of the room?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
where you're cronked out in the corner?
Doing a little jig over here. You said insight, right?
Yeah. You gotta be a 28, by the way.
I did not. I got an 18.
You can't tell if he's...
No.
And he just gives Varvara a hug. And he gives you a little boot.
My water's just standing like this.
He does something he used to do when you
She's
were
not
little
used to.
that he hasn't done since you were like 8, and he gives you a little tap on the nose and then a tap on the forehead, and he goes, "Go to sleep, little rock."
Oh my god. Rigi was right. You were acting awfully strange.
We'll talk in the morning.
Are you okay, father?
We'll talk in the morning after I meet with Amaryllis and Cryeos.
Alright.
Need to talk king to
Barbara
king.
is very suspicious.
Go to sleep. Tell Grigor I said hi. And then he uncorks the dwarven vodka with the 3 X's on the bottle and starts chugging it before he goes to bed.
You're sleeping liquor. Okay. I guess that's my sign. This conversation's not over, father. We are still going to talk about this, but maybe with a fresh mind tomorrow. I will see you again. And by the way, her cat is still on her, just so you guys know for visualization.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I'm off. Bye.
Good night. And
Yeah.
as you leave, you bump into Cryeos, who's been looking for you.
My
Ah,
friend.
Cryeos! Buddy!
I misty step out of the room, but you can't see it because I'm still invisible. And I'm still invisible for like 40 more minutes, I guess.
Unless one of you wants to do a perception check, because...
Shut up.
I would love to do it.
That would be so fun.
I'm kidding.
We'll both do
Quick,
it.
quick, 30
Throw a dagger, quick!
into the wall.
The dice are not on my side today. It's a 6.
Good.
Oh, you know what? I'll roll.
Oh, the paladin's rolling? Uh-oh.
I roll. This is a perception, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 9 for me.
Okay, so even though Thea rolled the worst stealth roll she's rolled all campaign, you guys still don't notice her misty step right behind Cryeos, and then...
Oh.
Do you stay and listen, or do you leave?
I'm staying and listening.
Okay.
Wow.
Cryeos, Barbara, talk away.
My friend, I wish to speak to you, but maybe we should head to your room instead of these cavernous halls.
Oh my god, this will be so funny. Okay.
Damn it.
Oh,
Cryeos, buddy.
That's what I was trying to avoid it, but now we can't avoid it.
I completely forgot.
You said it.
And my mother doesn't know yet either, so that would be so fun. Okay.
I do.
Cryeos, how nice to see your face. What a day. Let's go. Let's speak. It's always better to speak in private.
You go to your room. How do I make this even funnier? I gotta make it funny now. Marvara, you open the room to find Grigor standing with dwarven furs on his shoulders, still wearing his plate armor on top, but completely naked from the waist down. He's like, You're... Well, shall we play the dragon and the rider again tonight? Hello, Cryeos!
Alovar's gonna go like, she's gonna try to hide, to hide Grigor from Cryeos and be like, oh, mama, but she's so small that she's hiding nothing.
Cryeos is just looking down like, hello, Gregor.
Seems you two have things to discuss. He pulls his pants back on awkwardly and goes, Cryeos, would you mind knocking on my door when you're done?
Cryeos still looking down. Yes, yes, it's fine.
Good fellow.
And
then
is gonna look at him. She's gonna look at him and be like, we'll continue this later. And please, could you bring me some rocks? I'm starving.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then Cryeos, as he walks past, he pats you on the shoulder with the hand that and he does it on instinct, but it's the hand he was using to pose. Then he just pulls it back quickly and then walks to his room.
Cryeos will move his shoulder away just a little bit, not being rude. It wasn't a conscious effort; it was very unconscious. We just moved on instinct.
I had to make it funnier. So, all right, Barbara, you and Cryeos have the room to yourselves now.
My friend,
Okay.
are you fair?
Well, as Grigor leaves, Barbara is just gonna follow his ass. We're like, nice.
It is barely below your face, so
It's true.
it's like shoulder. His ass is shoulder high on you.
So a little bit
Oh my god, it's like Halfdor Bjornsson and his wife. The Mountain from
Hey.
Game of Thrones is 6'9", and his wife is 5'1".
Yep, just about
God.
so. Barbara is gonna ask Grigor if she's gonna sorry about that. So, shall we sit? You'd like some vodka, maybe a couple rocks? I see they left a care package here.
It's quite all right. I'll stand. It's fine. I
Oh, okay.
kind of threw my train of thought a little bit. And I won't lie to you. What am I talking about? How are you feeling? You got some crazy news at the dinner table. How are you faring?
You're the first one to ask me that question tonight. I was quite taken aback, to be honest with you, at the table. It was the first time I heard about the death of my 5 brothers, and I wanted to cry. But as I spoke to my brother and my father, things just seem a little off. Oh god, this mustache is killing me.
Same.
I don't quite understand what's happening. My father just seems so okay with their deaths. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it does seem very uncharacteristic of him. And when you spoke to your father, how did he seem?
He seemed okay. He was being nice to me.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's capable of that?
I had no idea he was capable of being nice to me, especially after all the things that happened. He found out that I literally disobeyed him and took an army of dwarves to Sylvaron to help out in a war he was against. So I don't know.
It has to be ill tidings. I can't imagine what would make him nice. And Chris is just looking around, genuinely befuddled and confused of what the fuck happened to this man to make him kind. They'll look back at Vavar and ask, you've got some really heavy news, and I don't want to levy on too much to it, so I'll ask you first. How are you are you comfortable talking about the current situation and your father right now?
With you, Cryeos, you know I'm always comfortable. You're my friend. I have nothing to hide from you, and it's actually kind of nice to talk things through. So thank you for asking.
Of course. I don't have the best memory, but through our time in our friendship, do you think I've ever done anything to really piss your father off?
I mean, aside from being my friend who constantly took me away from the mountains and being the reason, in quotations, for my mischiefs, I don't think so.
I've got word
What's
from...
with the bark, by the way? I was confused about that.
I guess he learned being kind, but he did not learn sarcasm. I don't actually love Bark, but he thinks I do, which is fine. I had some
Do you
salad.
think he's
I'll be
being
all
nice to you?
right. Not exactly. I spoke with Talus earlier, and he said your father looked at me with malicious intent. I haven't
That's
been here
interesting.
for some time. Yeah, I don't know what would warrant malicious intent. And this might be too much to be a base to jump off with, and perhaps it's the anxiety because we were traveling to Sylvaron and now we're making a detour. Now we're hearing about more people who fought the Green Dragons that have died because of it. And I'll say this. When General Bergles locked me in the room with him and his dead son, he cared not for the corpse of his son in that room. He in fact branded it in front of me with my family emblem as an attempt to frame me. This might be too much, but one thing that he did say when I asked him, Bergles being, are you not afraid to sacrifice people for your devil, Tyrex? He would not give it a second thought. Not to say that your father is the same man, but hearing that he no longer worships Godfrey, the dragon's animosity, given, what I've done with the pact and now being a champion for Godfrey, it's a lot. It's a lot. I know. Let me take a step back. It's a lot of things all at once, and I'm jumping to conclusions. But I don't know. Maybe I'm anxious, but these are strange times.
Well, this change in his religious beliefs in her father, is it something she is new to her? She doesn't know.
Oh yeah, that's very new. Because when you left, he was still a devout follower of Godfrey.
Okay.
That was like a week ago.
And all but to be fair, his five.
Suspicious.
To be fair, he worshipped a god of war, sent his 5 youngest sons off to war, and they all died. That could make anyone lose faith in a god of war.
I wish my deconstruction was that easy.
Right. Meanwhile, Thea's. I keep forgetting Thea's there right now. Thea's there listening. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, Varvara wasn't at the table when that conversation happened, so it's the first time she's hearing about her father not being for Godfrey anymore. So she's gonna be like, what? What are you saying? You're saying my father does not worship Godfrey anymore?
Yeah. He said at the dinner table, he said losing 5 sons will do that to you. He didn't expound on it more.
No, that doesn't make any sense. He's acting just fine after the 5 sons died.
Right.
Then he loses faith in Godfrey. Plus, he's acting nice.
It's
Are
a
you
word
fucking
for
kidding me?
Cryeos.
Something is amiss in here. I don't know what it is yet because I'm not so good with puzzles. But Cryeos, uh, do you think maybe magic might be in play here? Maybe my brothers are not even dead. I just cannot believe that he would be acting so aloof.
Yeah, I think magic could be at play for sure. I guess the question would just be who would be coming from. Do you know if is it Harath?
Harass.
Harass. Do you know if Harass is a spellcaster of any sort of regard?
Cole?
If Harath, what?
If he's a
Is he a
spellcaster?
spellcaster?
No, from everything you would know, Varvara, he's just a soldier. Uses a sword and a shield. Or axe and shield in his case.
And does Varvara, has she hung out with him? Because I know he's been following her father around, so she would know him from childhood too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As far as I know, I've known him since childhood. He's just a soldier. He's not very into spellcasting or anything. But this green dragon thing, it just... Isn't this the dragon that paralyzed Amaryllis' son?
The very same.
I don't know. It feels like... What if my brothers aren't dead? What if they're just paralyzed and my father doesn't want to say that information out loud?
Yes, it doesn't seem like him to be so quick to give up. Not finding the bodies felt strange to hear.
Well,
Or not
he said that all 10,000 people were just perished. There was nothing but ash.
You know how stubborn he is.
Yeah.
Would that be enough?
I really don't think so. I've got his blood too, and I'm pretty stubborn. And I know I wouldn't have given up.
Yeah.
I will speak to him again. And by the way, the conversation's coming between you and Amaryllis. He wants to talk to you guys tomorrow. So be prepared. Get some questions ready.
I certainly will. Did he say what he wanted to talk about?
No idea. He was, yeah, I don't know. But
Anything you
I will
want me
speak to
ask
him
him?
and I'll try to find out why he's acting so weird around you too. I wonder if it has to do anything with Godfrey. How would he even know, though?
I'm not really sure. All I know is, at least if this journey has taught us anything, there are agents of Tyrex everywhere. And I don't say your father is one, but it doesn't feel like something we can't rule out yet.
There is a missing puzzle in here, and I think once we find it, everything will make sense.
I agree.
We just have to find it.
Well, I'll leave you to your rest. Rest, sure. But I hope you have a good night, friend. And I'll see you in the morning.
I'll definitely have a good night. I don't know if I'll get much rest, but
Surely better than mine, friends. Till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And have some vodka
Till
coffee. for me,
tomorrow.
please.
Good talking to you.
And Cryeos
And
will
she's gonna give him a big hug.
Cryeos will reciprocate the big hug. And
Bye,
I'll
buddy.
look at his armor and be like, do I have any gold dust on me? And
no,
just like
you do not.
I know, just like a jab. I'll pat her on the shoulder and then he'll head out the door.
And Thea follows right after, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll fast check. Cryeos goes to his room, but not before knocking on Grigor's. Grigor makes his way to Varvara. They play the dragon and the rider.
And none of us get any sleep.
I feel like thick stone walls.
Thick stone
are
walls.
probably all right.
But they
We're all adults.
The stone walls are shaking.
they do echo though.
There was an earthquake last night.
An earthquake.
And on that wonderful note, everyone, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back in a few minutes. So catch us after the break. Welcome back, everyone. We had our break. We are sufficiently hydrated and fed, I think. Especially Val. She's fucking cheesecake. I'm so jealous. So jealous. So, the morning comes, and so does Grigor. I'm just kidding.
You know what? It was right there in the front of my brain. Like, did we make the joke?
I'm sorry I had to. So, but Grigor leaves Bavar's room after giving her a forehead kiss and telling her everything will be okay. And then he goes back to his room and changes out of his armor into his casual clothes. And Amaryllis, you and Cryeos are awoken by Gib. He says, "Hey, come on, Talon, and Chief Biggin, let's go."
Sure.
Great.
Whatever you say.
What did he say?
Translation, please.
He said, "Come on, Chief come on, Talon and Chief Biggin," and pointed at Cryeos and Amaryllis.
I don't mind the nickname. It's fine.
Is it for those of us not in this? Is it to say that like the rest of us are like eating breakfast together or some shit?
Mm-hmm. Could be. And then, so Amaryllis, you and Cryeos are led to the king's room where you come across Harath with the king's meal and also looks like a tray of drinks. And he goes, "Oh, right, you're going to see the king. Would you guys mind, since you're going anyway, bringing him his breakfast? And I provided drinks for both of you as well. And don't worry, it's not vodka. It's actually morning drink."
Is he holding the tray of food
Yeah.
with the drinks? Amaryllis will take the drink and be like, "Well, that's so kind of you," and just walk it. Like,
he's like, "No, I actually am being called away by the prince at the same time. So if you don't take this, the king doesn't get to eat, and you don't get to eat. So
this is all I need."
Gib takes it and hands it to Cryeos.
Cryeos will like look for a table to like place it on top of. He's like, I'm not doing this.
Gib just picks it up and then he like pats Harath on the shoulder and goes, "Tall dwarf." Just keeps walking. I like how he started as Boomhauer and now he's just become gibberish. So, you guys are led. Gib leads you to the room. He puts it's a meeting room, not the king's bedchambers. Obviously, he puts the food on the table, and then he just goes, "Hey, Your Majesty, there's a Chief Biggin and Otter Biggin," and then he just walks out. And then he goes, "Oh, that's your name. I'm named Mark Boy." And he just keeps walking.
Oh my gosh.
He closes the door behind him, and the king is sitting in his normal attire, like his just wearing his purple and black, like kind of like cloak, and just like a studded doublet. And he just picks up his drink, and he just goes, "Have you tried it, Amaryllis? Is it good?" It's this tea.
What is?
It's tea.
What tea?
It's good tea.
Okay, it's good tea.
It's like, I've never tried this.
Not bad.
I've never had this tea.
Probably good for that headache.
And he sits there and goes, "Please sit down."
Take a seat.
Cryeos will join and take a seat as well.
He's definitely looking at, like, making eyes to Cryeos, like, he just drink tea. Like,
Yeah, like the look.
Yeah,
is definitely
as he drinks it and then looks at the food, he goes, "Not hungry." Keeps drinking the drink. He looks at Cryeos and "I owe you an apology, Bark Boy." Cryeos.
Bark Boy.
Bark boy.
Little nickname I gave you, but I apologize. I felt your allegiance to Godfrey and it angered me, but you are not the god you worship. Can't hold it against you.
You felt my allegiance to Godfrey.
Well, you're walking around with a shiny golden sword and plate armor, and I used to be one of his paladins. can always tell.
Fair.
Used to be.
You lose faith in the god of war when he doesn't help your children during a war.
So have you
Understand.
broken your oath, or have you taken up a new one?
Oh, I've sworn an oath of... Hold on. I've sworn an oath of vengeance.
On who?
Godfrey's not the only god of war. He's got a daughter. His daughter is Zanabeth, the goddess of vengeance and bloodshed.
Oh my. The episode. Woo! Kid.
I saw that face, sorry. I guess that's your favorite of my pantheon. You would... So, just goes... Regardless, my daughter trusts you, and I'm learning I should be trusting my daughter more. So, Varvara will be leading the troops I sent with you. She will be the general of the army. They will follow her orders. She can
I
choose.
assume nothing else.
She can choose whether she follows yours or not.
Same.
I trust her on the battlefield.
Likewise.
Also, I have heard this dragon, Raikan, has been sighted inside your forest. And then he disappears like a puff of smoke. My scouts report, well, I haven't read it yet. He pulls out a piece of paper and he just lays it on the table for you guys to read. The report reads that there has been a massive green dragon inching closer and closer to the Halakir estate. Continuing to disappear as soon as anyone sees it. There have also been reports of an elven man with long black hair.
Why the Halakir estate? I'm not a house of note.
Oh! That's really weird.
Unless he's trying to hurt me by hurting you.
Fair.
Or
But
it could be that Cryeos pissed somebody off. And that person that Cryeos pissed off is friends with the dragon. Nah, that dragon doesn't seem like he'd have friends.
Insight check.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Kingbush.
An oddly
Excuse me.
specific thing to say.
That was very straight up.
Go ahead.
That was a whopping 8. Yay! Come on,
can Cryeos also roll a insight
Yeah,
check on
sure.
please.
Okay. All right.
Whew.
It's a 6.
We're doing awesome.
Doesn't seem like he's lying. He seems like he's just speculating.
Well, I don't sit easy here knowing that. Could we at least send troops or get word to my people to send soldiers to your estate?
Sure. You can do that after the meeting. And he keeps drinking the tea. And he goes... That tea go down funny for either of you.
Cryeos didn't
Did
drink
it,
tea, I'll
Cole?
just say that.
Did it, Cole?
No, you two feel fine.
No. Oh. Puts the tea down, though.
You can Arcana
No.
check, or you can Arcana or Medicine the tea if you would like.
Yes, please.
Go ahead. Who's doing what?
Medicine.
I'll definitely do an
medicine.
Arcana check on it.
Rolled a 2. That's a 5. So rude. This feels right.
So dirty 20.
With an Arcana check, you can tell that there is no poisons that you know of, or that anyone would know of, but there's magic in all 3 cups. However, you and Amaryllis have been drinking and you've been feeling perfectly fine. You've actually had more of the tea than the king has. And then he takes another drink and he... Hold on. And he stands up and he goes to eat some food. And he starts eating the food and he starts coughing. And then he looks down and looks up at both of you and he just... There's blood coming from his eyes.
What? No.
And he just...
It's bad.
And he just... He starts coughing up blood coming from his
Where's
nose.
my sister when I need her?
Blood coming from his ears, and then he's going to look at you, Cryeos, and say, "Take care of Varvara." And then he's going to... As the poison seeps in a little more, you guys see his chest pop.
Oh no.
And he falls on the ground. As whatever happened to him caused his heart to burst.
Do we hear a commotion from where we are?
Are you two making a commotion?
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Also, just to be clear, there is a guard in this room, so he saw everything.
Okay.
But he's like, he runs out of the room and he starts calling for Harath.
Oh no.
And the king, you guys also notice multiple, his body feels like you see like what looks like bursting inside his entire torso, as if every one of his organs is just popping.
Yeah.
Then finally you see his eyes go.
Oh.
No, not his eyeballs. His brain pops.
Oh no. Do we have an empty bottle?
Yeah, there's one
Something.
in the room.
What? Something to preserve this tea in before they can take it.
His brain.
Poor
Let's take it.
For the eyeballs, of course. Bavar likes them. Val's other characters like this. It's
Now do we hear a commotion?
fine.
Yeah, you hear the guards screaming and running, and all of you hear the king.
I think we're needed.
The king.
I will rush to that room.
Talus will also rush to
As
the room.
you guys are rushing to the room, Amaryllis, Cryeos did the Arcana check. You see his soul start to leave his body, and it disintegrates.
What is happening?
Bro, what?
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
So,
no.
so y'all still have the tea.
I think Cryeos is gonna, like...
I have
one,
drank
not
this
drink the
tea.
tea. Right.
Oh, am I?
I don't feel anything, but I'm freaking out a little.
How quickly can I get to the room if I move as quickly as possible?
So the dining hall is a bit a ways from the meeting room, but it would probably take you a couple minutes to get there.
What if I cast haste on myself?
That's what I meant, because I know you have haste.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't get there in under a minute.
No.
Okay.
I'm just misty stepping.
So
running.
Cyrillus is running with you guys.
And Cryeos cast, like, lesser restoration on Amaryllis, just in case, because, like...
Sure.
Was it a poison?
You guys got to find that out.
I will expend the spell slot for haste.
I think I'll burn it anyway, just as, like, a panicked reaation.
Oh yeah, and I'm assuming we had a rest with that night. So.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got a long rest for sure. But you cast Lesser Restoration on Amaryllis, and nothing seems to happen. Like, you don't feel any indication that your spell worked.
Strange.
Whatever this is, it does not affect elves.
Maybe. Could be it. And
Perhaps.
that's when Varvara runs in the room.
No.
with her brother. Varvara, you see a crumpled up body that used to look like your father. His face has turned splotchy. His skin has turned goopy as all of his organs burst within a matter of seconds at the same time. The only thing left is his eyes, and the only thing you see in them is pain.
As Barbara enters the room and sees the picture, she's gonna take a pause at first, just standing there, kind of taking the whole picture in. There's horror in her eyes. She's going to run up to her father, whatever was left of him, and she's gonna say, "Father," and then turn around at everybody else who is there before her and be like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Thea, you have not seen this in effect, but you have knowledge of something that could do this.
Yeah, cool. I hate everything.
You
Am I in the room yet?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is and I'll say about Thea, you would know what this is. This is a poison that attacks the soul and the body, developed by your father, but never used. He destroyed his only sample of it because it was too dangerous. You know that. So someone duplicated his formula. This, he was ordered to make something like this by the queen, and he destroyed it before she could use it for anything. And somehow it's out here now. But what it does is it destroys every organ in the body and then destroys the target's soul.
And I would know that there's no... Or that there is a way to retrieve the soul or come back from this or not.
You wouldn't know too much because your dad kept this one kind of under wraps, but you could always investigate later. But for now, you see the body, and you kind of have a feeling what happened.
And Melissa's like holding his tea, and he's like, "The tea? It needs to be tested. I'm so sorry, Bavara. I'm not sure what happened. I've been drinking it, and it hasn't affected me."
Tea! He was drinking tea!
He was drinking tea. Yes.
He doesn't even drink tea!
Where did the tea come from?
The dwarf that speaks in gibberish.
Gib?
Yes,
You
that
know
one.
who prepares the tea? Vivara? Who makes your father's drinks? Every day, does he have somebody who tests them, or... That's customary for those of high rank, to have people test, like, drink their beverages
This
into their
one,
food.
Gib is there and he goes, "Oh yeah, this morning Wrath drank the drink, I drank the drink, we both drank the drink. Neither of us went."
Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put 5 points of lay on hands on each of you, on Cryeos and Amaryllis, just to be on the safe side, to remove any poison that may be affecting them. And if in doing so, I don't know if I'd be able to tell if there's any poison affecting them.
I know, I'm the only one who drank it.
Just to be on the safe side.
But Varvara, what Gibbs said is that he, Hareth, and your brother tried it this morning because your brother insisted on trying it, and nothing happened to any of them. Also, Thea, give me a history check. There's one fact about this poison that you didn't. Let's see how well you do.
Is that history check?
Mm-hmm.
18 in total.
You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something else that was a big thing about this poison. But you can't quite remember what it was. Something about the preparation had to be very specific.
There was a llama symbol on there.
Huh?
All of a sudden, the king of Porgus turns into a llama.
He's supposed to be dead.
Wakes up.
He's supposed to
So
be
Cole,
dead!
would Barbara know who prepared his drink? Like, is there a person who tests it?
Well, that's what Gib just told you, is that he, Harath, and your brother all tested your father's drink before it came here. Usually it would just be Gib and Harath, but your brother insisted today that he tried too.
Could there have been something in his other drinks that maybe maybe whatever was in his tea was not active until it mixed with perhaps his alcohol or something else he had?
Food?
Well, Harath goes, well, if that was the case, then Gib would be very dead. He's always drunk.
Yes. And Harath, was it you? Did you make this tea, or?
I did not make it. I got it from the kitchens.
Right. Could you possibly find whoever made the tea this morning? But
I can do that.
very, very quietly, as in a. His Majesty would like to thank them.
I can do that. And Harath goes off, and then Cyrillus is trying with Ananda to revive the king, to no avail. Because I know Jack would kill me if she didn't at least try. She's trying, and it's not working.
No!
She's casting Revivify. She's using her Phoenix magic, and nothing is working. And your brother, Varvara, Ricky, he just goes, Call Dane! Chief Cleric!
It's too
I don't.
late.
I'll go over and put a hand on Cyrillus is doing it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put a hand on Cyrillus and just sort of gently put a hand on her wrist to kind of stay her hand, and I'll just say, he's gone. It's too late.
She's just gonna look up. She's got tears in her eyes, and she says, "What's the point of all this magic if I can't save anyone?"
How dare you?
That's what Jack would say.
They're gonna murder you.
Yes, they are. And at this point, a dwarf clad in full plate, bald head, big white beard, wearing the symbol of a dawn on his chest comes in. And Varvara, you recognize the head cleric, Dane Dankel, and he just pulls out his book, and he goes, "If this doesn't work, nothing will." And he casts True Resurrection on him.
No.
And he waits a few minutes, and your father does not return. His body does not even move. The strongest resurrection spell known to man did not bring your father back.
Was it just Cryeos and Amaryllis that saw his soul disintegrate?
It was just
Cryeos.
Cryeos, because he got a high enough Arcana check. So that part hasn't been revealed yet. So like everyone just thinks he just died.
Perhaps.
It's me, I know. Sorry.
Perhaps. I mean, with what I know of resurrection magic, perhaps his soul has been captured, or is withheld.
In this moment, Thea is going to use a psychic whispers, and Ramses is going to hear in his head. I'm not using all 5. I'm just using the one. It means that I can telepathically speak with you, and you can speak back to me. It is an action, and we have to stay within 1 mile, and it's going to last exactly for 2 hours. But in this moment, Ramses is going to hear Thea go, "There's no use. We can't do anything about it now. Do not get their hopes up. I might have more answers later. Not now."
He kind of like straightens a little bit, reacting to it, and then catching on pretty quickly. He'll just reply to you mentally, and and it's just, "Who are you, Thea?" And then we'll turn back to the group.
Can Barbara do an insight check on that conversation, just to see if she sees something's off and they're talking to each other?
You would have to roll very high, as was the telepathic communication, but you can.
Hey, well, we'll try. Okay. It's a 14.
Nope.
Well, that sucks.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Cryeos, from seeing the cleric try to cast that restoration spell to bring him back, will have like reacted after the spell's cast and said, I saw his soul dissipate. His soul dissipated from tea.
Did it fade or did it break apart?
It broke apart. Like it shattered.
Soul
As
magic.
Barbara hears this, she's going to shatter herself and start sobbing
Oh no. Amaryllis will
Cryeos
go
by
Yeah.
her
to
father's
Barbara.
side.
Yeah.
The dwarf,
The elves are coming!
Sir Dane, he just. I only know of 3 types of creatures with soul magic that powerful. Demons, gods, and specific dragons.
Green.
No. The only dragons I know of that can manipulate a soul are dragons who control time.
Cole, do I know any lore as far as like?
Yes.
I'm assuming that a time dragon is an incredibly rare and
Yes.
unfortunate occurrence upon the world.
There are only 3 recorded occurrences of a time dragon, and the last one was a dragon known as Mikhail, and he had disappeared 2,000 years ago, and they are the first children of Bahamut. Specifically
The last
Bahamut.
time dragon was Mikhail 2,000 years ago. And then only 2 times before that.
Well, it's either that, a demon, a powerful one at that, or a god.
What kind of god?
Any of them. And with his newest allegiance, if she had claimed him, then there will be retribution in the heavens if a god did have anything to do with it.
Who would want the king dead now?
Someone who wants to take his place, perhaps.
Vara. Who's acting regent?
Paris.
No,
This moss-bearded motherfucker, he killed my father.
It is suspicious.
We need to find him.
I'm gonna.
Whoever made this tea is probably holding on to more information than anybody that we've talked to. I think that's the most important thing right now.
You see 2 of the guards that are with you, like, tighten their grip on their hammers hearing that, and they leave the room.
Where are you two going?
Hold right there.
To find who did this.
On whose orders? The princess did not speak.
They look at the prince, and he looks at them, and looks at Varvara, and they say, Your Majesty. He says, Bring them to me. Bring them to me now. And the two guards go off. And then Gib goes, Boy becomes king for 10 seconds, and he's already ordered everybody. And at that moment, he's hear the phrase, Big boy becomes king, Varvara. With your father's passing, the throne technically falls to your son. Or your brother. Son. What am I doing? His son. His son.
I was like, wait a second, wait!
What?
His. When your father died, the throne passed to his son because he disinherited you, so...
Though, quick, those two guards are going to get,
they're trying to go get the, Teamaker and Harith.
I'm gonna kind of give Talus a little pat, and just say, and just sort of quietly be like, those guards might need backup if this Harith is particularly dangerous and at fault. And I'm gonna kind of do a little out of the room gesture, and Ramsey's gonna leave the room and follow those two guards.
And cue a dwarven woman screaming.
Fantastic.
Do you all follow?
Yes.
You arrive in a room to find every member of the kitchen staff falling on the ground, and you see the same popping happening within them. And in the center of the room, also having the popping happening, is Harith.
Can I rush over to Harith, and hopefully before it consumes him, use 5 points to neutralize a poison?
Why are y'all drinking the tea?
You can certainly try.
I would love to certainly try if I may. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll rush over to him and
try it.
You play your hand on 5 points doesn't seem to be enough.
Bro, I'll put the 45 remaining in there.
Well, good, because you needed 40. You put 40 points, and you see Harith's eyes stop bulging, and he just falls down, and he still coughs up blood, and he's like,
Easy, I think part of your liver still exploded.
he's like, and he looks around to see all of the kitchen staff dead.
Can I find the kettle or any kind of tea accoutrement, essentially?
Yeah, you do find that. Thea, give me an investigation check on it.
Like dried leaf, anything that's... 16 in total.
You find someone tried to make the tea again, but it was botched. And it was the plant inside is a plant that only grows in the ruined realm, Asgard. And whoever did this didn't prepare it correctly, so it affected everyone who drank it with this dose instead of only the one person.
Okay.
So somebody was targeted, but
yeah.
everyone suffered for it.
Except me.
Yeah, because you got lucky. No. What I mean to say is the dose that you drank was the one that Thea deduced correct. Someone got it right, but this dose that is affecting everyone, something went wrong.
Off. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right, so we're almost done here, but Zach's got to bow out for the night. So Talus is just sitting there in shock.
Jeez.
Insane. But love you all. I just have to sleep because I have to get up at 4. So I will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Oh,
Assume
and,
you need to
Is Harris
do
still
a
alive?
reading,
He's
yes.
I need to fix Varvara's face real quick, but that's it. Aha!
Uh,
I need to
Damn,
fix.
dude.
in
Barbar's
Ramsey's
dead.
head, he will hear Thea again relay this information. The plant in this tea. Something went awry, and it clearly didn't go to plan. It's from Asgard. And that's it.
Which, for all of you, for the lore, no, there have only been, since the Ruined Realm was ruined, 5 people who have ever set foot in it. That you are aware, that you guys know about. So getting your hands on this plant is tricky.
Do we know of any of those 5 who might be, who could be here now?
Well, they are on the continent of... 2 of them are on the continent of Rivera. Their names are Karina and Nyx.
Fair.
But they are a 3-month dragon flight away.
Jesus.
Okay.
Probably not them.
This definitely is not their... But prior to that, the last person to enter has been dead for a long time.
Do we have a name for that, or?
Well, that person's name was Arcos the Defiler. He was the previous lord of flame dragons.
Okay.
Sick name.
Yeah, right?
But he's right, as of right now, canonically, he is very dead at this point in the timeline.
Okay. That's 3, and we don't know about the other 2.
The first 2, well, one of them was...
No, the other 2 to make 5.
Oh, the other 2, the first 2 in history to do it. Those were the god Odin to seal it away,
Okay.
and Godfrey.
Okay.
Fucking Godfrey.
Well.
Carrie's like, did I make a bad decision? And what
Cryeos!
god?
I'll look around at the group and just be like, I think perhaps we need to have a discussion in private. And perhaps with Harith here.
He's still coughing up blood as Dane is healing him.
Barbara's gonna come up to Harris and pick him up by his collar, or if he has a collar, and take him to wherever we need to question him, as Dane is going to heal him.
It's like, goodbye, my son.
Let's go, Harris. We have some things to discuss. Where is my brother?
And your brother is sitting there talking to Gib, and he looks at you and he says, well, I will say this. He looks in your direction, Varvar, and he says, I trust you.
Let's go.
And he looks down in and he says, I need to attend to father. Or, I need to attend to father. I'll catch up with you later. He does not look okay. Looks very upset. But then you see him mutter under his breath. You catch it, Barbara. Tough as stone and twice as unfeeling.
What is that? What's the meaning of this? Like, does it mean anything to her?
That's what your father said he had to be as king. Tough as stone and twice as unfeeling.
Oh,
Ouch.
me! No! Oh, I'm sorry. That's really sad. Ooh.
She's gonna drop Harris for a second, just kind of like, she don't care about this man. Drops him on the floor again. Come up to her brother and stop him for a second. Be like, are you okay?
He looks really sad for a second, and then he And you see him compose himself, look at you and go, no, but I have to be.
Perfect. Okay. So she's gonna say, Rigi, it's gonna be okay. We'll figure this out. And please, you have your sister by your side. Remember that. I will never leave you alone. You have my shoulder. And my axe.
Speaking of, and one of the guards brings up the king's axe and hands it to Varvara. That's yours.
Mine? This is my father's axe.
It's yours.
Not for my brother? For me?
Your brother just looks. Rigvar looks at you and says, "Father wanted you, the best warrior of his children, to have it."
She's gonna evaluate the axe. She's seen her father with it so many times for so long, and holding it feels very surreal. She's gonna put it to her heart, take a deep breath, and say, "Thank you. I will treasure it." And then she's gonna pick up Harris again by the collar and say, "Take care, brother. I will see you soon."
Gib leads you guys to a little room to talk, and he goes, "Your princessness," and big and bark boy walks away. And basically nodded at everyone.
What did you say?
He basically said, "Princess, Chief Biggin, Bark Boy," and then looked at Ramses and Thea and Talus, didn't say anything, just walked away.
That's fair.
Cyrillus is a sad, uncontrollable wreck, and she went off to her room to cry.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Actually, we'll have Talus, making sure she's okay, because he is her bodyguard. That makes sense for him to go do that.
There you go.
So, hey, Talus is just looks, he goes, "I'm gonna..." He just leaves. And then you guys are in the room with Harith, and he just looks down and he goes, "Whoever did this tried to kill the king, and targeted someone. Did they target me? Why me? Couldn't have been the kitchen staff."
Who suggested the tea? It's unlikely for.
I'm gonna hold
everyone
up
to
a
drink.
hand for a moment and just say, before we begin this discussion, and I will cast Zone of Truth.
You
Okay.
So yeah, I just hold out. I'll just hold out my hand, say a quick prayer in Draconic to whatever the fuck I worship at this point. And it's a 15-foot radius sphere, so I think that'll get everybody.
Hold up.
But
I'm gonna do his charisma save. What's the DC?
DC, not super great. Where is my fucking DC? 16.
Cool. I'm not telling you what he got.
That's okay. Oh wait, you know what? Before Cole, could I retroactively, because Zone of Truth is not concentration, could I have cast Bane on him before casting Zone of Truth to attempt to subtract a D4 from that?
The problem with doing that is it is a very obvious spell you cast to the person you cast it on.
I don't give a shit if he knows I'm casting a spell. I fucking point at him and I say some really weird word in Draconic, and he feels it. So for that is a another charisma save, DC 16.
Well, that one he passes.
Okay. So then Zone of Truth is a charisma save with a DC of 16, without a D4, and I will kind of look at him and I will just say, "It is your best interest not to resist this spell."
From what you can tell, he's not resisting.
Okay. Technically, everybody else needs to make a charisma saving throw too.
Doing it.
I see why you did that. He's gonna turn to right now that we've had that out of the way. Thea, who are you?
Truth.
No,
What am I like me? I'm not one.
Charisma save DC 16.
You're a sorcerer.
You can also elect to fail. I don't care.
I mean, it's
Ramses does not. It seems more like
He's
the
not gonna
residual
lie.
effect on everybody else is more of like it radiating out, and you just kind of feel. I think it's like you almost feel the intensity of as an oath of vengeance. You almost feel that like burning rage that Ramses has just kind of like wash over you like a hot wind.
Like we can tell. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell Ramses needs therapy.
So what's everyone's saves, or do they elect?
Do you know if we pass or fail? When you cast it?
Checking now. Let's see. I know whether each creature succeeds or fails.
Boo! I failed.
Does it affect me? Yeah, it does affect me as well because I am in the range. Also a nat one.
Ooh, tiny little bit. Do I have to say these things out loud?
No,
Because
so you don't...
for 2 hours, I still have that bond.
Yeah, it's not that like you are compelled to speak. It's just that. So yeah, I'll say it. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time or makes a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the presence. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. It can be evasive in their answers as long as it remains within the boundaries. So you're not compelled to just
Spill
say
your guts.
things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I never like that trope when people are like, "Oh, you can't tell lies." It's like that doesn't mean you just fucking talk.
Exactly. Okay.
But yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
yeah. And right now, it doesn't seem like Ramses is focused on anybody but Harith right here.
Gotcha.
But so yeah, feeling that he is not resisting the spell, I will gesture to Varvara to. He shouldn't be able to willingly speak deception now.
Thank you, Ramses. Now, Harris. You've spent all of your time with my father, like a lapdog. First of all, what happened in the kitchen? Why did you drink the tea?
I didn't drink any tea. I ate food, and I drank water.
Is he lying then?
He's not resisting, so he can't tell a deliberate lie.
What food was in the kitchen? Just
There-
as a mental note.
Rocks that may have got rocks, meat, all of which, dwarves are messy. Some of the tea might have gotten splashed around.
Thea is making a mental note of the menu in the kitchen.
So hold on, Harris. So you're saying that you left the murder scene of my father to find whoever killed him, and you started eating food?
I ate before I even saw him.
No, but that whole situation only happened afterwards because you had the tea. My father had the tea and nothing happened to you. But later on, you went to the kitchens.
I told you I didn't drink any of the tea. I don't know why it happened later for me and the others, but we ate together. as we always do. And then when I went to bring food and drink to your father, I was told by your brother that he needed to see me. So I tried to get Amaryllis and Cryeos to bring him the food, but they refused, so I gave it to Gib. And then I went to meet with your brother, where we shared a little bit more food. And then, next thing I know, your father's...
And we just saw Gib, and he was fine.
Hold on, Cole. When Gib told me before that, he said that he drank it, and then my brother drank it. Did he say that Harris drank it?
He said that Harris tested the food and drink that morning. He didn't necessarily specify who ate or drank what. He said that they all tested the food and drink in the morning.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out if he's lying or not, because we don't know if he passed the check.
Well, he's actively not resisting the spell, which means he cannot lie.
I'll give you. Yeah, Ramses will give you a nod.
Okay.
Could it have been the water that the tea was steeped in? If there was a communal source of water for the cooking and drinking, perhaps whoever poisoned this place was attempting to cast a wide net in the event that something failed.
I don't know. All I know is that I tested the food and water this morning. The prince and Gib drank from the tea. And I don't know where all the kitchen staff ate. It was a big room. They ate some of the food. They drank the water. They drank the tea. The king died first, which is the odd thing.
Is this a new habit
Not
for the dwarves, drinking tea?
It is something that came in when we knew we were expecting visitors, and we thought we'd try some tea. At least that's what our head chef said, but now she is a puddle on the ground.
Where did you get the tea from?
It's not my jurisdiction, that's from imports.
Then I would like to speak to imports.
You would need to speak, well... Gib can tell you where he is. He's usually just looking at his books.
Seems that Gib is in multiple links of this chain.
Indeed.
Seems particularly unmoved by the situation as well.
I'm gonna pop. I'll look at Varvara. This is your house. Should we bring Gib in to perhaps participate in questioning?
I think this is a good idea. Gib's been acting a little suspicious. Are there any guards in the room?
Harith just goes, "Guards, bring in Gib."
Excuse me, Harris? Prince is in the room. I can be the one to order.
Regent, I outrank you right now.
Manners.
You slimy bastard.
He just goes, he's like, "I'm cooperating. I'll sit, I'll wait." And as you guys sit, it seems like it takes a long while. And then your brother walks in. And he looks around and he looks at Varvara, looks at everyone, looks at Harith and goes, "We can't find Gib."
For fuck's sake.
Hang on, I might have something for this. No, I don't. Thought I had locate person. I don't.
Do we know where Gib is from? Where he might go? Any family or anything relevant to his person?
Varvara, as far as you know, Gib was born and raised in Horgoth. He has served since your great-grandfather. He's a very old dwarf.
Yeah.
But he also knows this mountain better than anyone alive.
Would Varvara know as where he would normally So, would Varvara know where his quarters are? Like, maybe he went to go get his stuff or something like that.
He does have a quarters. He does have a room. It's next to Harith's and your brother's. Well, your brother's old room. He's getting upgraded to your dad's room, which totally not traumatizing at all.
Dash royalty, baby.
And like Gib does have a room, and Riggy just looks at you and goes, I've already ordered them to search his room, sister. And then
Good boy.
he just looks he turns away from you and looks at Harith. And then he looks, has he told you anything you want to know? He's asking the room, like, and Harith just says, I have been completely forthcoming. I'm under magic to be completely forthcoming, but I would have anyway. Man, the fantasy world could do with some security cameras.
Brother, have you ordered the guards to be on every corner, searching every single crevice of the mountain?
Yes. Yes, I have, and I'm going to be joining the search myself, as will Harith.
Just a point of note. When he entered the room, he also would have needed to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
He fails that.
Okay.
Varvara's gonna turn to her brother and ask him, so what happened this morning? Gib said you drank the tea and he drank the tea. Anything else of note about Gib and Harris?
I didn't see much of Harith. Gib drank the tea like it was water. Ate food. Harith was with us in the early morning, but then went to get father's food afterwards. Last time I saw Harith was after father... He's a big puff of breath, like... The only people I saw... Well... I saw your friend Grigor. He was looking for you. And I saw... Gib running around like a madman.
And what food did we eat? Or did the father eat?
Well, I wasn't there with father. I was there with Harith and Gib. We were testing father's food. But I ate the bread and drank some of the tea. Harith ate the bacon and drank the water. Gib ate the rocks and drank the tea.
Perhaps it's something else. Does your... not to pry, but did your father have any medical conditions or, tonics he might have taken other than alcohol to relieve certain symptoms?
No. Other than being an alcoholic.
But all of you seem to drink the same sort of alcohol, so unless he had his own special cup or brew or something specific.
So, Cryeos made an Arcana check against Harith, and Cryeos, you notice there's illusion magic on Harith.
Ooh.
Oh,
Heck.
Harith isn't here.
what?
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Business.
Thea, but this is an illusion. I think Cruz
What?
will, like, raise his pull out a blade and just kind of like go to poke him in the chest.
You poke and blood pops out that bursts into flame, and the being smiles and just goes, "Oh, shucks." And the illusion dissipates, and there is a demon standing before you.
Oh!
Fucking
It
tastic.
Damn it!
It smiles, looks at Cryeos and says, "Tyrex says hello," and then disappears in a puff of smoke.
Could I have struck it?
Yeah, you can!
I don't
sneak
I don't have my spear on me. I do have the dagger at my side. So real quick if I can
Okay.
God damn it. It's a 12.
You miss. Thea?
Can I? Is there any way that I can hit him? I have a thing where I can hit it and push him 30 feet to kind of knock him off his feet. Hold on. I'm getting to it. I'm sorry. It's like a telekinetic shove for 30 feet, and let me see what kind of save he has to do.
So when I say
Where is
demon, this thing grows in size.
Oh.
This is a pit fiend.
Oh.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. Shit, where is it? I was just reading it. I'm sorry, everybody.
Y'all might be able to as a party right now, but
Okay, I'm not gonna attack him then.
he just as he disappears, he says, "Harrod's long gone, everyone. He left after he gave the poison to Gib."
Gib!
Oh, and you hear the voice in your head. Everyone hears it in their head, but Thea. And by the way, Thea, if that's what you call yourself now, the thing you are missing is the poison is so special. It can only be brewed to work on a single person. Anyone else who drinks it will be fine.
The other ones.
And Pippin guy, everything smells like sulfur now.
You don't say.
Cryeos, you hear in your mind, "I hope your parents are welcoming hosts."
Oh, God.
Cryeos just like sheathes his blade and he just has a scowl on his face. He's so done with devils and demons at this point, man. He's so fucking over it.
With good reason. But
Yeah.
your brother just looks around and he's like, turns to his guards. "Find Harith, find Gib, find anyone who touched that fucking tea!" And then he looks at you and he goes, "Sister, you and your friends are going to get on your ship and go to Sylvaron."
You don't want my help, brother? Our father died, and there's 2 people on the loose who might have poisoned.
There are bigger concerns than this. Also, Harith is not here. So you know what? As your king, I have a new job for you. Find Harith and don't come home till you do. And he storms out.
As this is happening, Varvara's rage is growing ever so. And as the brother storms out, she won't be able to control the rage anymore, and her rage is going to turn her into a giant, along with her cat.
Grigor is going to walk in the room and put a hand on your shoulder and go, I learned a valuable lesson today. And you see his stomach is a little bit bloated. Don't you...
Grigor!
and he's been healed, but his stomach is still distended. Grigor's fine. Dane healed him.
Don't you dare.
I'm not going to kill your dad and your boyfriend at the same session, Val.
What? Go away.
No! Not thumbs up, Discord!
I don't know what that was.
Oh no.
The thought bubble.
The fucking bubble. No.
So, with that, next session, you guys will get to get on your ship and be reunited with the man you've been missing so much, Viseo, and head to Sylvaron, not Sylvanas, Sylvaron, to deal with the dragon threat and possibly try to hunt down Harith.
Cryeos' family!
Okay, I knew that motherfucker with fucking stupid beard and short.
The pieces are
Had to do
all
something with
the
this.
pieces are all on the board now. It's up to you guys to figure out how they come together.
Oh my gosh.
All of the pieces are on the board for the first act of the campaign. It's up to you to figure out how they...
But why was there a demon in there? What did the demon have to do?
Yeah, for real.
Why was the demon dying?
You think a demon can't play pretend?
But why? Why would the demon play pretend as if the person died, knowing that the person escaped?
We'll talk about this after we get off screen. Everyone watching at home, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you want more D&D content. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Gleaming Wildfire.